evening to you. Welcome back to every NG. And like I promised, it's 4:30 and I'm giving you updates on what is happening in the Big Brother Naija Shine Your Eye House Day 30. Guys, we are 30 days in already. You know, this season is 72 days and 30 is a long time. We are almost halfway gone. Still with 20 housemates. I don't know what Biggie is on about, but we'll watch and definitely give you the updates on the show. My name is Judith, and like I mentioned earlier, this live show is brought to you by Every, your one-stop for unlimited Nigerian trends. Let me read a comment before we go into the gist for today. And this is coming from Nancy Peter George. She says, Hi Nancy, thank you for joining. All right, so today I have some gossip, because most of what the housemates did today was actually gossip. No activity just yet, just talking, sleeping. And then who knew that Michael is the guy to talk about other people's relationships? Did you know? Because I didn't. So Michael came into the house 2 weeks ago, looks like a cool guy, had a thing with Jackie B, is fizzling off now. But today at the dining table, Boma and Perry were having a conversation about, first of all, Boma and Perry, anytime you see those two men together, somehow the conversation is going to revolve around women that they want to smash, women that have a crush on them, women that are allowing them to cuddle. It's always that kind of conversation with these two. And I'm like, don't you guys have anything else to discuss? You're grown men, what, 34, 35, 36? At this point in time, you're supposed to be thinking more, I don't know, solidly, if I can say that, not always discussing. I mean, it's no harm to, like, once in a while discuss the ladies, discuss love issues. And this is not even, I wouldn't even call it love issues. They're just always talking about, oh, this is the person that will allow me cuddle with her, so she's the one I'm going to take into my room, she's the one I'm going to sleep with. And I'm like, I mean, this is locker room talk. It's really not expected of people so mature, if I can say that. But anyway, outside that, Michael joined in the conversation. Michael was, talking about that initially, but he's kind of steered the conversation away from talking about who wants to smash who doesn't want to smash who is all that. He turned that conversation around to talking about Nini and Saga. It might have been a relief for who were uncomfortable with the conversation, but was it really the best topic we could pick out? So Michael said Nini is okay. So he actually, the way he spoke, it felt like he had either encountered somebody like Nini before, or he thinks he has her all figured out. He was saying that Nini is the kind of person who doesn't love wholly. She's a lover, so she doesn't, like, because she knows that she's someone who, when she falls, she has fallen, and that's the end of that. She doesn't give her all to relationships, at least not in the beginning stages, not in the Gedu stages. She doesn't give her all into relationships like that. She just, like, loves partly. And when she's loving you, when she's acting in the relation, not acting as in pretending, when she's acting out and showing you the kind of person she is, it may seem as though she's giving her all, but really she has much more to offer. Then he went back to saying that he doesn't understand why Saga is still following me, despite saying that she has a relationship outside, she has a boyfriend, all that talk. And I'm like, is it really our business? I mean, it's the viewer's business. Those of us that are watching, you and I, right? It's our business, but is it really your business as a fellow housemate? Focus on your game. You have something with Jackie that is shaky, so why is your focus on somebody else's relationship? And then he also made a very funny statement saying that if it was left to Saga, he would have a child with Nini ASAP, like right now, because that's how badly he wants her. Do you guys agree with what Michael said? Is there any truth, or was it just useless gossip? Now, sometimes people are bored and they just say anything that comes to mind. So do you think there's any truth to what he said, or is he blabbing? Anyway, I have like comments, so let me read those, and we'll get back to it. So Henry Lauye Tarabina says, you're doing well. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the video. And Nancy says, maturity obviously doesn't have to be age. Of course, it doesn't. But again, these people are vying for 90 million naira, 90 whole million naira. Like, can't we have other conversations? What are your plans to do with the money if you win the money? I just feel like it's very disturbing, and how do I explain it? Because Perry claims to be a mature person. That's where the problem is. If you're not mature, you can just say that, Me, I'm just an agbaya. I'm big for nothing. I'm not mature. But Perry claims to be a mature person. He's always giving off that vibe of, oh, I'm not going to talk to you. But deep down, his conversations are a bit too shallow for someone who claims to be mature. And even Boma always says that, oh, he has his life on lock. He knows how to, all those kind of conversations. So it's really like you're saying one thing with your mouth and you're doing the opposite. And again, remember that big Ebuka, I beg your pardon, not Biggie. Imagine me calling Ebuka Biggie. Remember that Ebuka yesterday also exposed a flaw in Boma's attitude. And it's so weird because it's like it wouldn't be a problem, but you come out to say that this is what you are. Boma says, oh, I'm a man that can make my decisions, I stand for myself, I'm not easily influenced and stuff like that. And then Maria is telling you to pick somebody. She's suggesting heavily to you that you pick a certain housemate, I beg your pardon, for deputy, and then you do it. What does that say of you, like being someone who has their mind on lock and who is strong-willed and stuff? I mean, but yeah, thank you so much, Nancy, for your comment. Joshua is saying Boma and Pere are the pure definition of age is not maturity but just number. Wow. Well, you can't blame me for having such an opinion. The two guys know the try, if we are being honest. And then Musa Umar is saying, nice one. Thank you so much for joining the video. So now let's go back to the gist. Finished talking about Boma and Perry and the whole Michael conversation. Now, White Money is a funny human being. And I say this because everybody is in the house, fighting for that spot to be the Big Brother Naija Season 6 winner. Bag 90 million, including multiple endorsements that would come with that status. And White Money is out here giving out advice on how to win the show. So this was him talking to Queen as a friend, and I understand it, and it's actually really, really adorable because not many people will do what he did. Not many people will, come out and speak to a friend / competitor over how they are behaving and how it can affect their game. So he was basically talking to Queen and saying that she should calm down with the whole alpha female thing because it was rubbing off on people in the wrong way. Now, he was saying that it's not a bad thing, it's not a bad character trait per se, but considering the fact that you're sharing an enclosed space with fellow competitors and people take things differently, you should gauge how often you're always saying, oh, I'm here to win, I'm bothered about not being head of house. I want to be the head of house so that I can forge ahead. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants the money for themselves. Everybody's used to winning. And then he also said that she had this very, very strong and probably abrasive behavior because of her history, her professional history. Remember that Queen is a beauty queen, and according to her, she has been winning beauty pageants for a while, so she's used to winning. But he also reminded her that beauty pageants is one thing. Big Brother Naija is definitely not a beauty pageant. And then there are so many other people here that because they haven't said all the things they've achieved and all the things they've won doesn't mean that they haven't won those things. So he kind of told us to mellow on the whole, I'm here to win, I'm always a winner, I must win type of thing. I'm a queen because my mom named me queen, because I've been a queen all my life, because I've won so many beauty pageants. Basically telling her to chill off on that because she might have good intentions, that she might do it because, she's trying to exude confidence, but it's definitely rubbing off on people the wrong way. So that was not something that would take her far in the game. And then she was also very bothered about the whole head of house thing. So he was basically coming her down and saying, chill. The people that won head of house, first week it was Peace. Peace didn't need to do the whole bam bam, didn't need to be all over in people's faces for her to win that. And then he also said that Saskia almost won last week. I was wondering why he did not mention that Maria won, because Maria won, but he was like, the girl that almost won last week, Saskia, she's not in everybody's faces, so you need to calm down and focus on the game, because the more you keep focusing on how you appear and how, for lack of better expression, intimidating you might be to other people, you lose focus on the game. And then all the mouth and all the I'm a winner is not going to now make sense, because you might fall out and be evicted from the show. So he gave her that advice and also spoke a bit about the whole Boma situation, talking to her about how he has distracted her and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is really nice. Not everybody would come and say something like this. So I really understand how grateful she felt eventually, because you're like, thank you so much for giving me this advice. Maybe she meant it, maybe she didn't, but she did look grateful for that piece of advice. So yeah. that was it with white money. Let me go into the comments before I continue. Miss Dara is saying, who is the new head of house? Well, the head of house games haven't been played yet, so we can't say, but who do you think the new head of house will be? Do you think he will go back to Pere? Because what are the odds that Pere was head of house and then he moves to Maria? Those people seem to have a lot of luck on their side. So do you think that maybe Pere might be the head of house? What do you think? Let me know. Okay, so Joshua is saying 90 million naira and all the two could discuss is how to mess around with ladies. Boma for me is totally off. At least Pere showed his true self from the start, but Boma is just here and there acting like a baby. Okay. All right, so I see that's an interesting take, I must say. Oh, you're still asking who the new head of house is. This is from Kano Williamatu. We don't know yet because the games haven't been played, so just stick around. We'll definitely give you updates on the new head of house. And this other one is from Nancy Peter George. She says, white money is a typical example of a good friend, that they are in competition doesn't make them enemies. The sky is big enough for everyone. True that for sure. That was exactly how I felt. I'm like, some people you know who are busy instigating and trying to tear people down and destabilize people's strategies. Other people are trying to help their competitors like beef up their strategy and just to have healthy competition and also to be a friend. Because the thing is, yes, this might be a game, but some people form very solid. I mean, we've seen marriages happen from the Big Brother house. Some people form very solid relationships from this. So if you always have it at the back of your mind that this is a game and this is a game and everybody, I mean, of course, at the end of the day, everybody should be taken out. But the way you go about it is very, very important. At least do it in such a way that the person won't even feel upset. Be like, yeah, this is definitely a game and you have to upset. Not the one that you're burning bridges before they even get built because, oh, yes, this is a game. You're just pew, 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 shooting people anyhow. Come on. That's not a very wise way to go about stuff. Joshua is saying, white money is gradually talking too much, advising everybody who just opens up to him. He should watch it because they are all in the game, or does it not bother him? Well, like Nancy said previously, the sky is big enough for people to fly. About talking too much, a lot of people have been complaining. I can't really say that he's talking too much because I don't know him before the house. I don't know. You know how last year we had Tricky T that seemed like a talkative, but really he was just nervous. We can't say for white money. It might also be the nerves. It could be anything. So yes, and about advising people, I don't think it takes away from his game. He is who he is. People love him for who he is. So, I mean, he can decide to say whatever he wants to say to anybody. All right, and then this one is from Musa Umar Alex, who says, Pere all the way. Okay, we have a Pere supporter in the building. All right, back to the gist. JMK and Jay Paul. What exactly is happening there? Today, they were spending lots of time together, and I'm like, are we expecting a new shape? Is this a new shape? Someone should let me know. Do you think that JMK and Jay Paul are like a new shape? Because in my mind, I'm like, yo, what is this position? Why are you guys looking this comfortable? And then, to crown it all off, Jay Paul was complimenting JMK, saying that, oh, I told Biggie that you're very beautiful, that you're like a walking advert, and you were a good prop to add to the house because you're beautiful. They were just gassing her. JMK was like, oh my God, nice one. I'm like, don't let them use your catch cruise. So we see that the guys in this house are not that serious. So you better shine your eye, literally. All right, so yeah, but do you guys think that there's something happening or potentially happening between JMK and Jay Paul? Let me know. Let me know. I want to know. All right, so let's talk about Saga and Queen. Saga and Queen had a conversation, and Saga was advising Queen, but I don't think Saga is the best person to vent to when it comes to Boma or Pere, because it seems to be their guy. And we saw that happen with how White Money was talking to Saga and kind of ranting to him. And then Saga went to Pere, but did not deliver the message as properly as should have been delivered. But I don't know. I really don't know. It's just a whole lot going on. So she was ranting, and Saga was giving her some solid advice. My fear is when he goes to relay this message that wasn't really sent, but of course, you know, guys will talk and they want to have a conversation. When he goes to relay this message, will he say it the way Queen said it, or will he deliver the message that Queen wants him to deliver? That is it. But they had that conversation, and it seemed that it seemed like that thing with Ebuka yesterday, because the whole thing of Goma saying that she's an option and stuff, I was like, bro, this thing definitely got to this girl, because she spoke to Saga about it and she was really serious. And she's like, no, I don't like the way he did what he did. Why would you come? Why would you act like that? You're giving me one signal and you're acting in another way. Like, make up your mind, bro. Don't use me to catch cruise. I beg your pardon. Then she also went to have this conversation with JMK. At this point, I'm like, this is definitely getting to you, because if it didn't get to you the way you're saying, no, it's not that deep, it's not getting to me, I'm cool, then you wouldn't act the way you're acting, really. You wouldn't act out the way you're acting. So she was talking to JMK, and JMK was like, nah, what he did was really wrong. And she was particularly, I mean, I don't blame her. It's something to be upset about, but she was really upset about the fact that Boma referred to her as that, like, oh yeah, because when Ebuka asked the question, Boma was like, yeah, that is also an option. And she's like, am I that? Like, this is national TV, you're embarrassing me. Something that started off as a joke, you were the one that started taking it seriously, and then I followed suit, and you're making it look like I'm the one chasing you. Make up your mind, bro. So yeah, that was basically what she was saying, JMK. And JMK was giving some solid points, saying that she should just stay clear of Boma, because it's obvious that this whole Okro gang thing is like cruise to him, and he's going to use anybody that comes his way to push that narrative. So yeah, that's that. All right, so from Kanu William Atu says, me, I like White Money because he has style. Okay, I see you, sis. So do you agree that White Money is a stylish person? I mean, a lot of people agree, but do you really think White Money is a stylish person? Let me know. I beg your pardon. So yes, today HOH games / nominations, and I don't think we are going to have a fake eviction this time around. It's too late to have a fake eviction. Like, we've done it once, we can't do it the next week. Even if it happens again, it's not going to be so soon in the game. So who are the people that you think are going to be up for eviction this week, and who do you think will win the head of house? Because it looks like head of house is building so much power now, so it's like a very coveted title. Apart from that lounge is even just like extra. Some people would rather be head of house and forfeit the lounge, just stay with the other housemates in the general room. But that head of house comes with a lot of power. So who do you think will win the head of house today? Let me know. And if you're correct, I mean, I might buy you a bottle of cold something. I'm just saying. But thank you so much for joining this live update. This is brought to you by Every NG. And until tomorrow, my name is Judith. Do have a lovely day.